Mayor's office.
Okay. All right. So, ma'am, there is a superior warrant indictment, a warrant for your arrest for first-degree murder, kidnapping, and attempt to commit armed robbery. And counsel, it's got $1 million bond in it. Mr. Gant, I assume that you're sticking with that recommendation.
Yes, Your Honor.
And did the defense want to be heard?
Your Honor, she is a lifelong resident of Tucson with ties to the community. She is currently a student, and she hasn't been previously arrested in this matter. I'd ask you set the bond at $500,000.
Okay. Well, I don't know anything about it, and I'm assuming that the judge who signed the warrant did, and the people who knew about the indictment did. So I am going to appoint Andrew Ross to represent the defendant. No contact with the victim's family. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or other weapons. I am going to hold her on $1 million bond. Pretrial services have posted, and the arraignment is April 18th at 1:30. And that's it. What's your name, sir?
Angel Fabian Gomez.
All right, Mr. Gomez, I have a warrant for you on an incident from August 17th of last year, first-degree murder, kidnapping, and attempt to commit armed robbery. And the warrant amount is $1 million. Counsel, did you want to be heard on that?
Yes, just asking for the $1 million bond. If you got my written recommendation on that, thank you.
Yes, not yet, but okay. All right, I'm sorry, go ahead, counsel.
Your Honor, he is a lifelong resident of Tucson and has ties to the community. He's 20 years old, so he's relatively young. He does have housing available with his mother, but it looks like he's being already held on a rather substantial bond of $1 million in another matter. At least that's what I'm seeing on Inmate Lookup. I'd ask you set the bond in this matter at $750,000.
Okay. Well, once again, I don't know the circumstances of this case, and so I'm going to trust that the judge who signed the warrant knows more than me and set $1 million bond, released a pretrial if posted, appoint Henry Jacobs to represent Mr. Gomez, no contact with the victim's family, no firearms, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and the arraignment will be April 18th at 1:30. And that's it.
Oh, cool.
What's your name?
Omar Abraham Castro.
All right, I gotta get the files first. Give us a second. Whatever happened to Mr. Abril? Did we continue him again?
I believe so, Your Honor. It looks like he refused.
No, I don't even, was he mine? Was he ours? Okay, what number was he? Okay, I knew I had him on top for a reason. All right, let me hold him if this is all he has. Let me think about it. Okay, thanks. All right, you're Mr. Castro. You are charged with 2 counts of domestic violence, aggravated harassment. And is the state asking for a no bond hold? I don't know if I have the recommendation on this one.
Judge, I'm not asking for a no bond hold. I'm asking for a $25,000 bond. Looks like he's held on other charges. I don't think I can ask for a no bond because he wasn't technically released. It was conduct from the jail.
No,
I
that's
would just ask an immediate no contact order with the victim, Carla.
okay. All right, what's the defense position?
Your Honor, I agree that it's not eligible for a no bond hold. He is a lifelong resident of Tucson with ties to the community. The allegation is a phone call and not any sort of a violent offense. I ask you to set the bond in this matter at 10,000.
All right, well, given that the defendant was in custody for domestic violence and there was a protective order and a condition of release, I am going to hold the defendant on a $25,000 bond. Pretrial services if posted, no contact with the victim, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no guns, and appoint the public defender. And the preliminary hearing will be April 21st at 1:30.
Motion.
All right, Ms. Chavez.
Yes.
I have a warrant for you out of Superior Court from an indictment from an arrest for possession of narcotic drug, possession of drug paraphernalia from March 21st of this year. And it's got a $2,000 bond counsel. And I know Ms. Chavez, I just sentenced her to like 90 days, I think last week. So she's going to be in there a while. So do you want her to get some credit?
Yes, Your Honor. I would ask, based on the personal use nature and the fact that she has ties to the community, that it be reduced to 1,000.
Okay. All right, I will appoint the public defender to represent Ms. Chavez. No alcohol or illegal drugs, $1,000 bond, pretrial services if posted, and the arraignment on this case will be April 18th at 1:30. And that is it for Ms. Chavez tonight.
Thank you.
What's your name, sir?
Patrick Ryan Heron.
All right, I'm seeing you for an indictment as Superior Court. You're charged with second-degree burglary and theft of controlling property from February 3rd of this year. And council's got $1,000 bond, or $10,000, I guess. But I see that Mr. Heron has a lot of other bonds. Did you want to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. He's lived in Tucson for 28 years and has ties to the community. He is employed part-time. Given the probation hold, obviously some amount of bond is going to make sense here. I'd ask you to set the bond in this matter at $2,500.
Okay. I will appoint Patrick Coppin to represent the defendant. No contact with the victims, no return to the incident location, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and release to pretrial services if it's posted. And I'll do 5,000 since it's a $10,000 bond on the warrant. And then April 18th at 1:30 is the preliminary hearing.
Ma'am,
I think that
When-
your attorney would tell you that she should talk, not you, sir.
Your Honor, he's under the impression that for some reason the probation hold went away today. I don't have any information about that, but he wanted the court to know.
I got
that.
sentenced.
All right, let's
I was
see.
sentenced then. So she's got it.
Pretrial services.
And I had those books. These cases.
Is not opening for me now because it's irritating me. Can anyone figure out if Mr. Heron got something different than what pretrial is telling me?
I can't get his page to open either, Judge.
No, it's weird. This has been happening to me tonight a couple of times now. Oh, no,
Yeah.
keeps re-clicking.
That's your cash bond.
I'm gonna log out and sign in. Let me see. Maybe pretrial, you could tell us. You know any more?
Your Honor, as far as I know, it's still there, but I can double check the jail information and see if it's been lifted.
Okay, or maybe the jail could check for us.
I guess it's.
All right, in custody, other charges, detained without a bond. So, but the only hold was probation? Yeah, but he seems to have like many of these same charges over and over again, I will say. Today was the disposition hearing according to pretrial.
Looks like, Judge, he had a dispo on 3 cases today and was placed back on. No, hang on. I'm sorry. Looks like he was placed back on probation
Wow.
by Judge Metcalf.
All right, does that change your
That doesn't
recommendation?
change. No, that doesn't change my recommendation, given his new charge here and the variety of charges he had before.
And your recommendation was, now I've lost
10,000.
10,000.
Yeah, 10,000.
Okay.
I did not win.
All right. It doesn't change my decision either, actually. So I am going to do whatever I said I was going to do, which is appoint the public defender, no return to the incident location, no contact with the victims, no alcohol or illegal drugs, $5,000 bond, pretrial services if posted. Preliminary hearing will be April 21st at 1:30. Okay. What's your name, sir?
Mario, last name. First,
Okay, hold on. Do you guys have that file for me, Mr. Person number 6? Maybe I pushed it back to you without looking at it. Oh, good. Thank you. All right, Mr. Person, you are charged with arson of an occupied structure, criminal damage, criminal trespass first degree, and a religious burning from October 25th of last year. And counsel, the state is asking for a $100,000 bond. Did you want to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor, he's 21 years old, so he's relatively young. He is unemployed and unable to post any amount of bond. It does look like he's already serving a jail sentence until May 5th. I'd ask you to set the bond in this matter at $20,000.
All right, let's see. Maybe I did his minute entry too. I can't find it all of a sudden. Yes, I did. All right. I'm losing my mind. All right. So, you guys don't let me check the last one because I think I did his minute entry for this one. So, all right. So, Mr. Person, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Order you not to return to the incident location. No contact with the victims, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms. I am going to hold you on a $50,000 bond. Pretrial services if posted, and the preliminary hearing will be April 21st.
Thank you.
All right. Let me make sure I did the right thing for Heron too. I just was looking at, yeah, so they're fine. They're both fine. All right, what's your name, sir?
Derek Spencer Ballou.
All right, Mr. Blue, I got a lot of warrants for you. Domestic violence, threats, failure to appear from a case in 2023. Obstructing government operations from January 2025, and then a new case of threats and intimidation and disorderly conduct. So I am going to hold you on a $500 bond, appoint John Illis to represent you. No contact with the victim on the new case, no return to the incident location, and no acts of domestic violence. And your next court date will be April 14th at 1 p.m. on all of those cases. So let me do those. And then you got a city court case too that I got to deal with in a sec. Then you got a city court case, disorderly conduct and urinating in public from January. So I'm going to release you on that one, and you need to come back to court May 8th at 2 o'clock, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. And that's it, sir. That's it, Mr. Bullock.
Sure.
Thanks for the Lord of. Yes, with the damage.
Thank you.
Good evening, Your Honor.
What's your name, sir?
Commissioner Ortiz, Your Honor.
Okay. Oh, there you are. All right. Mr. Ortiz, you have warrants for domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and domestic violence assault from 2024, one in September, one in May. So I am going to hold you on a $500 bond, order you not to commit any acts of domestic violence, appoint Adam Waters to represent you, and your next court date will be April 14th at 1 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, wait. No, those were both of those. Never mind, Mr. Ortiz. That covered them both.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, actually, for that vision, go straight down the.
What's your name, sir?
Isaiah Spotty Fisher.
All right, I'm seeing you on three sets of, well, lots and lots of charges from city court. The newest one is from April 9th, contempt of court, failure to comply with a court order. And then you have failures to appear on disorderly conduct, drug paraphernalia, criminal trespass, assault, criminal damage. So I am going to hold you on a $250 bond, give you a city public defender, and set your next court date for April 18th at 1:45. And that's all I'm seeing you on tonight, sir, is those misdemeanors. And that's it. What's your name?
Jennifer Martin.
You're charged with 2 counts of domestic violence assault, 2 counts of domestic violence disorderly conduct, and 1 count of domestic violence criminal damage. I think that there's 2 sets of duplicate here, charges here. So you're gonna get 2 pieces of paper, but they'll deal with it at the next court date, okay? Because they both say they happened at the same time, so.
Okay.
So I am going to order you not to commit any acts of domestic violence, not to have any contact with Sherry and Igor Cruz, and not to return to their residence. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And
Can we take
well, you don't want to talk about your case, though.
no. You said to their residence.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That wasn't their residence. That was my residence.
Well, wherever they live, you can't go. Okay.
They're homeless. Okay, thank you.
All right. So your next court date is going to be May 12th at 2:00 in city court. If you don't appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest. All right.
Okay, can I bring in my caseworker when I come?
Yep. That would be a good idea.
Okay,
All right.
thank you. So
You're released.
I get released?
Yep.
Thank you. God bless. God bless. Want to go out?
What's your name?
Someone?
All right, you have charges from 2019 that you continue to failure to appear on: shoplifting, criminal trespass, drug paraphernalia. So I am going to appoint the city public defender to represent you, order you not go back to the incident locations, no alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to hold you on a $200 bond, and your next court date will be April 18th at 1:45.
I'm not getting out today.
Not if you post $200, you are. Otherwise, they will see you on April 18th.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
That it?
That's it.
Enough. Two of the ladies get up there.
Just a second, so I need to do a piece of paperwork here for a second, and then I will get back to you. Okay, what's your name?
Oscar Martin Diaz.
All right, you are charged with theft and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to order you not to go back to the incident location. You have another hold, I see. If you are not out, I'm going to appoint the public defender, city public defender, and they'll keep you up to date on what's going on this case. And you can be seen June 6th at 9:00. They'll talk to you. If you want to be seen sooner, you can. If you do get out of custody, you should come back to court May 12th at 2:00. But we'll send you the paperwork, and your public defender will explain all that to you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Do I don't even have an interpreter, or do I have an interpreter and I should excuse you? If I do, thank you, are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks.
Have a lovely evening. Thank you.
All right, where am I? What's your name, sir?
All
All right, I have a warrant. Where do I have a warrant from? Maricopa County. for possession of narcotic drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia from 2022. And it has $1,000 bond on it. And then a Bisbee Justice Court case, but that's a misdemeanor. So let's talk about the felony first. What does the state and defense think about this? Does the state care, I guess, is the real question.
Judge, I'll defer to the amount on the warrant and defer to you.
Okay. What's the defense?
Your Honor, he has lived in Tucson for 40 years. I understand this is out of Maricopa, but ties to this state. It does appear to be a personal use drug matter. He is currently employed, and so he doesn't want to lose his job. I would ask the court to consider releasing on him on it. I understand that it's a relatively old warrant. If the court's inclined to impose a bond on the warrant, I'd ask that it be $1,000.
Well, it does look like he's never been seen on this matter before, and there was a summons. So I will give Mr. Valenzuela a chance to be released to pretrial services and report to Maricopa County. Report to Maricopa County. Superior Court by April 16th, which is next Wednesday, all right? And then tell pretrial services you're doing that, or you could get arrested again, okay?
Okay.
And so I'm not going to give you another date here. You just need to report to Maricopa County or another warrant will issue for your arrest. Then, Mr. Valenzuela, you got a Bisbee warrant for drug paraphernalia. So on that one, I'm going to release you, and you need to show up at Bisbee Justice Court on May 6th at 8:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest, okay?
Okay.
Then you have a city court case, criminal trespass from March of 2025. So don't go back to the incident location. Come to city court on May 14th at 2 p.m. So you need to keep track of all these dates. You're going to end right up where you are again, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're released.
I don't think so.
After.
All right, what's your name?
Austin Asher.
All right, you got a warrant for out of Maricopa County Superior Court for possession of dangerous drug, possession of drug paraphernalia. It's got $1,000 bond. Counsel, it looks like this one, he's not shown up twice. So what's your position?
Your Honor, I would note that this one has no prior felony convictions. I'd ask that you reduce the bond to $500.
All right. I will stick with the 1,000, and Maricopa County can decide whether to come get you or not, sir, and we'll review you on May 9th at 9 o'clock and see if they've come to get you or not. And that's it.
Was the legal defender appointed? I might have missed it.
No, I don't think I appoint them on these, right?
You don't?
No, where they're just waiting to get picked up on those review hearing dates, we don't appoint.
Okay.
We're assuming that an attorney is appointed in Maricopa County. That's what we're supposed to assume.
Okay, thank you.
So I will.
That's all.
All right. What's your name, ma'am?
Sherry Costa.
You are charged with possession of a dangerous drug. And I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you, no alcohol or illegal drugs, release you to pretrial services. And you need to come back to court on April 21st at 1:30. No, I take that back. What's the out date? I got sucked into the bottom. For a PH. May 1st. May 1st, but I want to look really quick before I pick that date, you all. Hold on a second. I have to see what I'm going to do with the co-defendant before I pick a date, you all. Or what, Mr. Gant, did you recommend release on Mr. Cicino?
Sorry, just a second. I'll check.
You did.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. I did. Yep.
All right. Cool. All right. So wait, and I didn't even look at the little steps box. Okay, there. Let me go. Let me start again with Miss Acosta. So, Miss Acosta, you are also eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug charges in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in the STEPS program?
What's that entail?
The public defender could tell you more. It's a diversion program, but you got to go through treatment and stuff, and then your charges could be dismissed. So if you're not interested, that's okay. But if you're interested and want to hear more about it, I will set it for a hearing for that STEPS hearing. You're going to get released either way. So you give me a 45-day out date too for the PH. May 22nd. Okay.
Your Honor, she'd like to have a smart court hearing.
Okay. And do you want to waive time on the preliminary hearing then?
Yes.
All right, so I will release you to pretrial services, no alcohol or illegal drugs, report to them. The STEPS hearing, the smart court hearing is going to be April 21st at 9 o'clock, and then the preliminary hearing is going to be May 22nd at 1:30. But there's more, Ms. Acosta. You have a failure to appear on a shoplift out of justice court, so I'm going to order you not to go back to that incident location and come back to court on April 21st at 8:30. She has a STEPS hearing at 9. Can we pick a different day for her to come back for her arraignment? If we have April 21st. All right. So April 22nd at 9. So the day after your STEPS hearing, you got to come to justice court for your shoplift. And then you have a failure to appear on a shoplift in a city court. And you need to come back to court on that one on May 8th at 2 p.m. or a warrant will issue for your arrest.
Okay.
All right. And that's it.
You still have to separate it.
Complicated today, too.
Rowdy, come on. Come on. Come on. Let's start singing.
Your chance.
Okay.
Yes.
Right there, sit there.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Mr. Bertrand.
All right, Mr. Bertrand, you got a warrant out of Maricopa County Superior Court, and
Yes,
it
ma'am.
looks like you failed to appear once when you were released already. So, counsel, I'm thinking about $1,000 bond. Did you want to be heard?
Your Honor, I would note that he has no prior felony convictions and ask that you reduce it to 500.
All right. Well, the bond on the warrant is 2,500, so I'm going to reduce it to 1,000, and then they'll either come pick you up or you'll get released, and we'll review it May 9th at 9 o'clock to make sure one of those things happens, Mr. Bertrand. That's it.
Get out the door. Go out that way.
What's your name?
My name's Julius Brown.
All right, you're charged with resisting arrest, and I am going to order you not to go back to that incident location. Do you understand that this time? Because it'll probably be the last time the state agrees to having you be released. You get that?
Yes, ma'am.
No return, no contact with the victim, the officer. And I will appoint the public defender and release you to pretrial services. So you need to report to them and come back to court May 1st at 1:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then you're released.
Don't go there.
Go out.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
What's your name, sir? Your name?
Noel, here schooling.
All right. You are charged with possession of narcotic drugs, possession of dangerous drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia. You may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that only requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony charges in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in learning more about the STEPS program at the next hearing?
Are they? You said they're felonies.
Yeah.
Is it this? No, I'm not. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then I will appoint the public defender and release you to pretrial services, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Counsel, do you waive the time for the preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so the STEPS hearing, the diversion hearing will be April 21st at 9 o'clock, and the preliminary hearing will be May 22nd at 1:30. If you don't appear, sir, warrants will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I don't live here permanently, but I do come here quite often.
Well, you probably need
But
to live here permanently while you're checking with pretrial and get permission from the court to leave, okay? I'll let you talk to the
Alright.
public defender about that.
Thank you.
Cesena.
What's your name, sir?
Jacob Oscar Shasenian.
All right, you're charged with possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of a narcotic drug. You may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that only requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug charges in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing?
Yeah.
All right, so I will appoint the legal defender to no alcohol or illegal drugs. I will release you to pretrial services. You need to report to them. Your STEPS hearing, the first place you have to be is on April 21st at 9 a.m. And counsel, you waiving time on the preliminary hearing?
Yes.
All right, so the preliminary hearing will be May 22nd at 1:30. If you don't show up for your court dates, warrants could issue for your arrest. You understand, sir?
Yes.
All right, and you're released to pretrial. Yay.
Dominguez.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Michael Dominguez.
Right, the state is dismissing these charges today, so they could be refiled, but right now they're dismissed, okay?
Okay. With it.
And that's it.
Dame. Don't you sure? No, you can go. Okay.
What's your name, sir?
Nick Giordano.
You are charged with one count of possession of a narcotic drug for sale back from March 22nd of this year. And counsel, the state's asking for a $50,000 bond. Did you want to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor, he has lived in Tucson for 20 years and has ties to the community. He is unemployed and unable to post any large amount of bond. I'd ask you set the bond in this matter at $10,000.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me read pretrial. All right. I will appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Giordano, order him not to possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms, hold him on a $25,000 bond, pretrial services if posted, and the preliminary hearing will be April 21st at 1:30, but I do have another case for him, so hold on a second. Mr. Giordano also has some city court cases. Let's see what they are. They are assault, criminal trespass, disorderly conduct. So I think what I'm going to do, Mr. Giordano, is hold you on a $100 bond as long as you're in there anyway, and give you a city public defender, and then we will see you at city court. They'll see you on April 18th at 1:45 on the city court cases with the failures to appear, but you'll have a city public defender on those cases. And that's it. Thank you.
For those.
Oh yeah, I did say, what did I tell him? $100, I think. Yeah, thanks. All right, what's your name, sir? Gonzalez? All right, you're charged with arson of an occupied structure. Counsel, the state's asking for a $15,000 bond. Did you want to be heard?
Your Honor, it looks like he has no prior felony convictions. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson and has ties to the community. He's also reporting that he's currently homeless. He looks to be in pretty rough shape. I don't think he has any money at all. I would ask the court set the bond at $5,000.
All right. I will appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Gonzalez, order him not to go back to the incident location, no contact with the victims, no alcohol or illegal drugs. I will set a $10,000 bond, release to pretrial services if posted, and the preliminary hearing will be April 21st at 1:30. And that's it, sir.
Gonzalez? You're Gonzalez? I'll fill it.
We don't have any Form 4s. Why would we have Form 4?
You get me?
Hello,
What's your name, sir?
Tyler Liddicky, Your Honor.
All right, you're charged with domestic violence, disorderly conduct, through the reckless handling and display of a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, 2 counts. And counsel, the state's asking for a $50,000 bond. Did you want to be heard?
Yes, please.
Yes, Your Honor. It looks like he has no criminal history at all. He's a 1 on the FTA and the NCA scale. According to pretrial services, when they spoke with the victim, she doesn't object to his release. He has lived in Tucson for 15 years and has ties to the community. He's also currently employed in the community. I would ask the court to consider releasing him to pretrial services. If the court is inclined to impose a bond, I'd ask that it be $5,000.
All right, well, I think that Mr. Gant notes this in his recommendation, and I see that these are pretty high risk factors in this case. So I am going to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Liddicky. No firearms, surrender any other firearms that weren't taken by the police to the police. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no return to Miss McCain's residence, wherever she is living. And no acts of domestic violence. And I am going to hold the defendant on a $50,000 bond released to pretrial. If posted, April 21st will be the preliminary hearing. What's your name, sir?
Angel Lopez.
All right, you're charged with 2nd-degree burglary, criminal damage, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of a dangerous drug.
Okay, thank you.
The state is asking for a $15,000 bond, counsel. I see he is a high risk as far as failures to appear. Did you want to be heard?
Your Honor, yes, he is a lifelong resident of Tucson and has ties to the community. He's reporting that he's not able to pay any amount of bond. I'd ask you to set the bond in this matter at $5,000.
Okay. I will appoint the public defender, order the defendant not to go back to the incident location, no contact with the victims, no alcohol or illegal drugs, release to pretrial services, I will split the baby and set a $7,500 bond. Pretrial services if posted, and the preliminary hearing will be April 21st at 1:30. Oh, wait, Mr. Lopez has a misdemeanor warrant too. Hold on a second. Don't go anywhere, Mr. Lopez. You have a warrant for shoplifting out of justice court. And I think I will just appoint an attorney and hold you on $100 bond so that you get credit while you're in there. And that will be Doug Taylor will represent you. And your next court date will be the 14th at 1 p.m. on this misdemeanor case.
14th or what?
April.
April.
Yep, in a couple of days on that one. So. Okay, and that's it, sir.
Nobody.
Wait.
Hey.
You should case.
What's your name?
Eric Molina.
Okay. You say 1 of 7, that means you have 7 other documents. Okay. All right, Mr. Molina, you are charged with felony theft. And Mr. Molina is staying in for his misdemeanors. I will tell you that, counsel. Does that change anybody's mind on what I should do with him on the felony?
Your Honor, does he have multiple misdemeanor cases?
Yeah, he has like 9. So,
I wouldn't object to a $100 bond for time credit.
okay. So I will appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Molina. I will order him not to return to the victim's residence or work, not to have any contact with the victim, no alcohol or illegal drugs, $100 bond, pretrial services if posted. April 21st at 1:30 will be the preliminary hearing. Then Mr. Molina also has a South Tucson case that I'll hold him on a $100 bond on. And I will appoint Michael Vaughn to represent him. And that one, they will see you on the 14th at 10 a.m. So, and that one is a trespass charge, so don't go back to the incident location. And then on all your city court cases, sir, you have multiple city court cases, and I will hold you on a $250 bond on those, appoint the public defender, city court public defender to represent you, and set them for April 21st at 1:45. And that will be it.
In jail.
Tell me if I need to do more with that one. What's your name?
Eleazar Munoz.
All right, Mr. Munoz, you are charged with possession of dangerous drug, possession of drug paraphernalia. And it looks like the defendant's got a DOC hold, counsel. So I guess the state is recommending a $1,000 bond for time credit. You okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. So I will appoint the legal defender to represent Mr. Munoz, hold him on a $1,000 bond, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and the preliminary hearing will be the 21st of April at 1:30. Oh, for God's sakes, I cannot get into pretrial again. What is wrong with this thing? All right. All right. What's your name, ma'am?
Canberra Sheehan.
All right. You're charged with, from today, aggravated driving under the influence, possession of narcotic drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. So council machines already being held without a bond. Is that my understanding?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And why, Mr. Dant, are you asking for such a high bond?
Well, Judge, my concern here is a couple of things. First of all, the state could move forward with a no bond hearing in this. I'm
Okay.
just asking for a bond instead. I'm concerned because she's out on an ag DUI. She's got a number of priors, and now here today picked up another ag DUI. That's quite a risk. So that's why I'm asking for the high bond.
Okay. All right. Well, if it's in lieu of a no bond hold, counsel, you know how I feel about that, right?
Yes, Your Honor. There's significant DUI history. I would ask you to consider reducing it to 50,000.
Okay. But my theory is if you guys either have to agree to a bond or I have to do a no bond hold under the law. So do you agree to the 75 rather than a no bond, or you want a no bond?
I agree that the court can impose the 75.
Okay. All right. Then I will appoint the public defender to represent Machine. Don't drive without a valid license, no alcohol or illegal drugs, $75,000 bond, pretrial services if posted, April 21st at 1:30 will be the preliminary hearing. All right. Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good weekend.